Do you ever have one of those days where you wake up and just lie there? Not in a cozy, peaceful, wow, I love mornings kind of way. More like your body woke up but your soul hit the snooze button and ghosted. Yeah, that's me. Every single morning, my alarm goes off and I immediately negotiate with reality. Do I need this job? Can I survive on vibes and peanut butter for the rest of my life? These are the questions I ask while staring blankly at the ceiling like I'm in some kind of indie film montage, except instead of dramatic piano music, it's just my neighbor's dog barking at absolutely nothing. Anyway, after that emotional crisis in bed, I do what every highly motivated adult does. I pick up my phone. Not to meditate or read something inspirational. No. I scroll. I scroll like it's an Olympic sport and I'm going for gold in the accidentally wasting 47 minutes watching a raccoon wash grapes event. Then, suddenly, it's noon. I've done nothing. Except now I know 5 fun facts about wombats and somehow I've ended up on a website that tried to convince me I have a rare vitamin deficiency based on the shape of my eyebrows. Then I get hit with the guilt, the self-loathing, the existential dread. You know the drill. I'm pacing around my apartment like a detective in a crime show, except the only crime is how long I've avoided replying to that one email. You know the one. It's not even hard. It just exists. Which is offensive, so naturally, I avoid it harder. I'll reorganize the fridge. I'll alphabetize my apps. I'll Google, is it normal to hate making appointments so much you consider faking your own death? Spoiler alert, it's apparently very normal. Now, here's the part where it gets weird. After hours of avoidance, I finally crack. I do the thing. I respond to the email. I clean that one plate that's been soaking for 3 days. And I feel powerful. Like I just ended a war. Like I climbed Everest. But also empty? Like, cool, I did it, but why do I still feel like a ghost trying to pass as a functional adult? And that's when it hits me. I don't hate my life. Not really. I've got decent coffee, a roof, the occasional dopamine spike. But I also don't feel like I'm living it. It's like I'm stuck in spectator mode, watching myself go through the motions like some half-baked NPC who forgot what the main quest even was. There's no big disaster, no villain, just me, floating through days that feel like slightly different versions of the same Tuesday. I blink and it's June. I swear it was February like 10 minutes ago. Time's moving, but I'm not sure I am, and I laugh at it. Sure, I make jokes, I send memes, I tweet something vaguely sad but poetic. But deep down I'm wondering what it even means to live your life. Like, is there a manual? A button I forgot to press? Or is everyone else just as lost, but better at faking it on Instagram? Eventually I hit that moment, the one where I stop running from myself and just sit. No music, no phone, just me, a lukewarm cup of coffee, and the horrifying realization that maybe the point of life isn't to constantly achieve or fix or hustle. Maybe it's just to notice it, to feel the small stuff, to laugh at how ridiculous my brain can be, to cry over a dumb commercial about a dog reunion, to send the email, eventually, but also to give myself a break when I don't. Maybe being alive isn't some epic moment of clarity. Maybe it's just remembering I'm here, even if I'm a mess, even if I spiraled all morning and only managed to change my shirt at 3 p.m. So, yeah. I may not be thriving. I may still lose entire afternoons to wombat videos and existential Pinterest boards. But I'm trying. I'm showing up. I'm slowly finding moments that feel like me. And I'm realizing that's enough. And if tomorrow I spiral again, that's okay. I'll laugh, I'll cry, I'll reheat my coffee for the 4th time and try again. That, my friend, is what I now call progress. Okay, gonna go stare at a wall now and think about the meaning of life while also wondering if I left the stove on. Classic balance. Bye for now. And hey, send the email. Or don't, you're still doing great. So anyway, it's 3:47 p.m. I've done approximately 1.5 useful things today if you count thinking about doing laundry as half a thing. The sun is doing that golden hour glow through the window, and for a moment I pause. Not in a deep, meditative, monk-like way. More like, wait, did I miss an appointment? Or lunch? Or both? Spoiler, it was both. But as I'm standing there, brain buffering like a 2008 YouTube video, I suddenly wonder, when's the last time I did something I actually felt? Not out of guilt, not out of obligation, but because I wanted to. When's the last time I made a sandwich and actually tasted it? Sat with a friend and didn't check my phone every 7 seconds? Walked somewhere without pretending I was in a dramatic movie montage? Eventually, I get up and do something basic like respond to an email or make toast and immediately reward myself like I just ran a marathon. Wow, look at me. Productivity king. Probably deserves a nap now. And then I lay on the couch staring at the ceiling, wondering why I feel so stuck, like I'm living in a loop of almost doing things. You know that weird floaty sensation where you're technically alive, technically fine, but also kind of not here? Like your body's on autopilot and your brain's just in the back seat looking out the window, whispering, "What's the point?" while emotional jazz music plays? And I know that sounds dramatic, but I swear this all started with something dumb like trying to answer a mildly stressful text. I saw the message, panicked, put my phone down, for now, and then proceeded to build an entire narrative in my head about how I've ruined everything, everyone secretly hates me, and maybe I should move to a lighthouse and start over. All because I didn't reply to, "Hey, do you want to hang out this weekend?" My brain does not believe in casual questions. Everything's a threat. So instead of answering, I deep-cheed my kitchen, Googled, "How long is too long to ghost someone you love?" and then stress ate 7 crackers over the sink like a Victorian orphan. I do this all the time. One tiny task opens the trapdoor to an emotional basement full of self-doubt, existential dread, and random flashbacks of things I said in 2011. And the worst part is, I joke about it constantly. I tweet memes, I send voice notes to friends like, "Haha, I haven't felt joy since I updated my software," but underneath the sarcasm, I'm low-key wondering if I'm just bad at life. Like maybe everyone else got the manual and I'm just out here pressing buttons hoping something works. And it's not even that anything terrible is happening, it's just the constant hum of something's off, but you can't quite name it. You're not in crisis, but you're definitely not thriving. It's like you're living your life through a foggy window. You see the shapes, you know the routine, but you're not really in it. And then you feel guilty for feeling that way, because technically things are fine, right? You've got food, Wi-Fi, a roof, a family group chat you mostly ignore. What right do you have to feel empty? But the thing is, this is a real kind of stuck. The slow, sneaky kind that builds over time. The kind you can't post about without feeling dramatic. So you keep it quiet. You smile at the right moments. You send, "Lol, I'm good," texts. But inside, you're asking yourself, is this it? Is this what life is? And sometimes, at 2 a.m., you cry for no reason and tell yourself it's just hormones, or maybe that third iced coffee. But deep down, you know it's more than that. You're disconnected from people, from joy, from yourself. And you don't know how to fix it. But here's what I'm starting to learn. Maybe the fix isn't a giant life overhaul. Maybe it's not quitting your job and moving to the mountains to become a goat herder. Maybe it's smaller, softer. Maybe it's just noticing, like really noticing the world around you, the warmth of the sunlight through your window, the sound of your friend's laugh, the weirdly satisfying crunch of toast when you actually take a second to taste it instead of inhaling it, like a stressed-out vacuum. Maybe being alive isn't about constantly achieving or fixing or upgrading. Maybe it's just about being here, even when here feels a little foggy. I've started trying this thing lately. When I catch myself spiraling or floating or zoning out in a haze of meh, I pause, not to judge it, not to force myself out of it, just to observe. Like, ah yes, the brain is back at it, imagining failure scenarios for things that haven't even happened. Classic. And then I breathe. Just one breath. Slow, on purpose. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, but at least it reminds me I'm still in there, somewhere. I also stopped pretending I'm the only one who feels this way. I used to think everyone else was out there crushing it while I was in bed arguing with my blanket about getting up. But the more honest I am with people, the more they admit they feel it too. The disconnection, the confusion, the how am I both exhausted and doing nothing paradox. Turns out, a lot of us are just highly functional disasters who say, I'm fine, with a slightly panicked laugh. And weirdly, knowing that helps. So, no, I haven't figured it all out. I still procrastinate. I still overthink text messages. I still spend more time refreshing apps than I'd like to admit. But I'm learning to be gentler with myself, to laugh at the ridiculousness of my own brain, to celebrate the small wins, like drinking water before noon, or putting on pants, or feeling joy for 3 consecutive minutes because a dog I passed on the street looked at me like I mattered. I'm starting to believe that maybe we don't need to be better, we just need to be honest. To ourselves, to each other. And if all I do today is wake up, exist, cry a little, laugh a little, and eat a sandwich while feeling vaguely proud of myself, that's enough. No dramatic life change, no new mindset grind. Just me, as I am. Soft, weird, uncertain, but trying. Still here, still human. So if you're floating too, if you're stuck in your head or sitting in the quiet wondering if you're the only one who feels this way, you're not. You're in good, awkward, overthinking company. We're all figuring it out. One breath, one meltdown, one laugh at a time. And that, I think, is kind of beautiful. Even if we still haven't answered that email. I think somewhere along the line I stopped being in my life, started managing it like a chaotic spreadsheet. Checkbox this, schedule that, emotionally suppress everything else. I became this weird little life admin who micromanages joy like it's a limited resource. And look, I know this sounds dramatic, but if I'm being honest, there are moments, quiet, blurry moments, where I genuinely forget what I'm even doing. Like, what is the point of all this? Waking up just to rush through a day I won't remember? Answering emails I don't care about? Eating food I don't taste? All so I can fall asleep on a couch surrounded by snack crumbs and vague dread? It's like I'm running a never-ending simulation. And here's where things got absurd. The other day, I found myself on my kitchen floor at 10 p.m., crying over a very aggressive motivational video. The guy in the video kept yelling, "If you want success, you have to believe for it." And I'm just there with a half-eaten banana, sobbing like, "Sir, I don't want to bleed. I just want to not hate opening Google Calendar." It was a low point, but also kind of a breakthrough, because it hit me. I don't want a bigger life. I want a realer one. Not one packed with milestones and success metrics, but one where I'm awake, connected. Actually here, even if it's boring, even if it's messy, Even if I occasionally spiral because I saw a sad-looking pigeon and now I'm worried about urban wildlife, I just want to feel something that isn't filtered through a screen or measured in productivity. So I started small. I went on a walk, without headphones. I said no to something without apologizing 6 times. I called a friend and said, "Hey, I feel weird and floaty and not quite real." And instead of fixing it, they just said, "Yeah, me too." And that helped. Because maybe the goal isn't to fix the floatiness. Maybe it's to notice it, to name it, to sit with it long enough that you remember. You're not broken. You're just tired and human and trying. And that counts. So if you're like me, floating a little, questioning everything, building entire emotional narratives around unread emails, I see you. You're not lazy. You're not dramatic. You're just a brain with feelings in a world that rarely gives you space to feel them. And maybe today, you do nothing revolutionary. Maybe you just look out the window for 5 seconds and let the sunlight hit your face. Maybe you breathe. Maybe that's enough for now. So yeah, maybe today wasn't wildly productive. Maybe the dishes are still in the sink and I've worn the same hoodie 3 days in a row. Maybe I said I was going to bed early and then proceeded to scroll through 48 reels of raccoons stealing dog food. But you know what? I was here today. I felt things. I questioned things. I laughed at myself and spiraled and recentered and uncentered and then somehow ended up back at myself again. That counts. That's living in its own weird noodle-brained way. The truth is, most people are quietly doing the same thing. We all have our little private loops, the ones where we wonder if we're behind in life, or if everyone else just got the manual we somehow missed, where we say, "I'm fine," but really mean, "I'm floating through space trying to remember how to exist." And that's okay. Floating still counts as movement. Feeling lost still means you're searching. The very fact that we're asking these questions means we haven't given up. And sometimes, in the middle of all the chaos, something beautiful happens. A random dog smiles at you. Your friend sends a voice note that makes you laugh snort in public. You eat something so stupidly delicious, it briefly fixes your entire personality. Or you sit in the quiet and, for no reason at all, feel a strange kind of peace. Like maybe, just maybe, you don't need to fix everything. You just need to notice it, be in it, even if it's awkward, even if it's slow, even if you still haven't responded to that one email from 3 weeks ago. You know the one. Reset button, disguised as a quiet moment, a deep breath, a cup of tea that doesn't solve your problems, but at least doesn't judge you for them. And if all I do today is exist gently, that's enough. If I laugh once, if I feel something honest, if I pause for even 5 seconds to notice I'm alive and that's kind of wild and magical and bizarre, then hey, that's a win. I'm not behind. I'm not broken. I'm just figuring it out, one messy human day at a time. So are you. We'll be okay. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go ignore 3 more emails and dramatically stare out the window like a poet who never actually writes anything. But I'm here, and for now, that's enough. You ever wake up and just immediately feel like, nope? Like your body got out of bed but your soul stayed behind and said, "Good luck out there, champ." Yeah, that was me this morning, and yesterday, and possibly since 2019. My alarm went off and instead of springing out of bed, ready to carpe the diem, I had a 20-minute debate in my brain about whether or not I actually need to be a functioning member of society today. The conclusion? Let's scroll TikTok until the guilt kicks in, which it did. Right around the time I realized I'd watched an entire mini dictionary about a woman who lives with 14 parrots. I don't even like birds, and yet Somehow I knew their names.